Previously on That Minnich Show.
I don't need them. I don't need this show. Why am I doing this? This music can fit on a freaking square that goes in your pocket. And I'm here doing this show. Listening to these. On this. What? I am such a fool. I'm sorry. I've wasted your time. I've wasted my time. Until next time, I'll see you. I didn't know if I'd ever come back. All the albums. Everything I've criticized. They say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But, as Robert Plant once said, you should judge an album by its cover. I don't have the citation, but he said that. So, will you join me as we rock on? Okay, before I start, I just want to say, there's two bands called Breathless. There's the England Breathless and the Cleveland Breathless. The England Breathless is much more popular than the Cleveland Breathless. So, I had to do a lot of fixing to this episode because I have the Cleveland Breathless album. And they're pretty different. Alright, the first album I'm going to be looking at today is Nobody Leaves This Song Alive by the band Breathless. It was put out by EMI America Records. I already know what you're thinking. Who's Breathless and how come no one leaves this song alive? Well, they're good questions, and I have the answers. Breathless is a Cleveland band formed by Jonah Colesland in 1978. Nobody Leaves This Song Alive was released on May 1st, 1980. It was their second and last album ever. They couldn't attract a national audience despite Colesland's previous success with the Michael Stanley Band. The cover of the album may also have been a problem. It looks like someone took a page out of a Where's Waldo book, made it black and white, then replaced all the people with creepy mutants. I'm honestly torn as to whether I think it's more cool than disturbing. To reach a conclusion, I'm gonna have to get real analytical with it. That is what the show's about anyway. I'm gonna start left to right and work my way down. The first few creatures on the left look like they're being chased. I don't know by what. To the right of that is a mutated baby holding onto a balloon with his right hand and flipping the bird with his left. That's actually pretty awesome. Next in line is what looks like a hairless mutt with tentacles on its neck and the body of a human. It's draped in weird clothing with abstract designs. I don't like this creature as much as the disrespectful baby. Behind this mutt-human hybrid is more of those running creatures. Next to them is a regular guy. He looks only slightly unsure about everything going on around him. I'm assuming that this is Jonah Colesland. If I'm right, I'm fine with him being on here. He's the only thing that doesn't make me slightly uncomfortable describing. Let's keep moving. We now come across a statue thing with no distinguishable features whatsoever. Resting his hand on his left shoulder is a businessman with a funky hat and sunglasses. Then we come across a floating creature blown up like a hot air balloon with a normal man attached to the bottom with his arms spread out smiling eerily. He's wearing a helmet that has a question mark on it, and I agree. On the far right edge are three more weird creatures with a name printed in small under their feet. It says Kirk Reinhardt. He's the artist responsible for this cover. Thanks for the nightmares, Kirk. I feel like I need to speed up to get through all these mutants. We've got a tentacle face guy, small cone head guy, wheelchair guy, messed up head guy, a girl mutant with the screaming face on her left shoulder with his tongue wrapping around his own arm. There's two baby faces, squished in face guy, cone head with rings of hair going up his forehead, half man, half machine with a small squishy face that only has eyes in front of his left side, Admiral Akbar's son, guy that has nothing's commanding my change written on his armor, screaming guy, another baby face, smiling elf guy, little boy with messed up forehead, reading glasses whose head turns into an MC Escher drawing guy, hairy face guy, another elf, ring forehead guy, long eyebrows guy, small sunglasses guy, cross-eyed guy, fat face guy, big mouth throwing up guy, face holding another face screaming guy, and last but not least, bad haircut guy. I just realized I forgot insect guy. And wait, oh no, I forgot the back. There's more! Alright, we've got hole blown into stomach guy, uninterested sitting guy, these two lovebirds, the singer from the front, another conehead, balloon weapon guy, pipe smoking lady, fancy beard guy, older guy, and lastly, index finger ring magic lady. Oh, also, the conehead dropped his helmet and that's what he's looking at. Now I know why they're called Breathless. There's trash all over the ground around them, and in the very back are some more barely visible creatures in a pointed building. What do I think about all this? I think Kirk Reinhardt has too much time on his hands. The inside insert shows the band playing on stage with some of the creatures from the front in the audience. It's also in black and white. On the very bottom are the names of the members on stage. You've got Rodney Syka, Alan Green, Kevin Valentine, Jonah Colslin, Bob Benjamin, and Mark Avvik. The back of the insert has the track listings and lyrics for each song. It should also be noted that they said any resemblance of drawn characters to persons living or dead is purely coincidental. You don't say. I listened to the whole record and I liked it. Breathless had a pretty unique and interesting sound. Check them out if you get a chance. REO Speedwagon's ninth studio album, High Infidelity, was released on November 21st, 1980 under Epic Records, the same year as Nobody Leaves This Song Alive. No, I didn't plan that. It peaked number 1 on Billboard 200 and was the best-selling rock album of 1981. It went 10 times platinum. The cover of the album may have helped. It portrays a man and woman in a small apartment room. The guy in the back left is putting a record on his hi-fi stereo. The blinds are open and you can see the city lit up in the background. But I'm betting the next thing this guy does is shut the blinds because there's a woman in her underwear and bra applying makeup behind him. I think this is the cover fulfilling its name. I like that it's dark and the only light seems to be coming from the buildings outside the window. It really sets the mood. There's not much else to say about the front except for me, the guy's putting on High Infidelity, and in the morning he's going to ask his companion what her thoughts of the night were in its entirety. Unfortunately, the back cover isn't as captivating as the front. There's a Magnavox stereo in the middle, possibly the same one from the front. And the background is full of purple lines intersecting each other. Some of the lines are squiggly and others are made up of dots. It's as uninspired and 80s as it gets. The track list is above the stereo in pink. The inside insert shows the 5 members of the band. Only 2 managed to look at the camera. The others are looking down at the floor. Each is sporting a different hairstyle, but they're all the same length. Their names are below in case you wanted to put a name to the hair. You've got Alan Gratzer, Bruce Hall, Kevin Cronin, Gary Rickrath, and Neil Doughty. The back has the songs and their lyrics underneath. Firefall formed in 1974 in Boulder, Colorado. They released Clouds Across the Sun in December 1980 under Atlantic Records. Yep, this is the 1980 episode. Anyway, let's get to the cover. It looks like it was drawn by someone who followed a Bob Ross tutorial. If you remove the words, you could frame it and put it up in your house. The background is an almost clear sky that has 5 suns diagonally aligned. There were 6 members of the band at this time, and the 2 F's in the Firefall logo form an empty oval. I'm going to say that those each represent a member of the band. Perhaps the oval and diagonal nature of the suns imply that the album is a coherent and complete product made by all of them. Or maybe the empty oval represents the lead singer keeping everyone in line and simultaneously complimenting the other musicians. The almost clear sky is ruined by some clouds that obstruct the red and orange suns in the bottom left. I thought it was Clouds Across the Sun, not Clouds Across the Suns. Geez, Kim Whitesides and Bob Deffrin, who painted and was in charge of art direction respectfully. One sun and clouds, not suns and clouds. I don't want to criticize them too much because I really do like the cover. Below the suns and clouds are mountains, trees, and a lake. The trees, mountains, and sun are being reflected off the lake. Yes, I said sun because only the red sun is being reflected off the lake. If I didn't know better, I would say that Kim Whitesides drew somewhere in Boulder, Colorado. It would definitely make a lot of sense considering that's where the band formed. The painting doesn't stop here though. The back is pretty similar to the front, except that it's night now. The suns have been replaced by a crescent moon in the top left. On the bottom right you can see the glare of the red sun descending from the front. So the back actually continues the scene from the front. The bottom right mountain on the back aligns perfectly with the bottom left mountain on the front. They really should have made the cover open up like a book so that you could see and display the whole picture if you wanted to. Even though it's darker, you can still see the trees and mountains being reflected off the lake. There's also a red beam shooting up one of the mountains that's directly under the moon. I have no idea what this thing is. It looks like someone took a Spartan laser and fired it vertically up into the sky. The inside insert has the headshots of the 6 members of the band. There's David Muse, Jock Bartley, Rick Roberts, Larry Burnett, George Hawkins, and Tris Imboden. Per usual, the songs and their lyrics are on the back.